carajo.
Well, good morning. As most of you guys know, I've been living in Bolivia for about a year now, and it has taught me a lot of things. In this video, I want to share my experience and what I've learned from living here for about a year. So I've been living in Cochabamba since August 2024, and I came from the Netherlands. The first thing I noticed definitely was the climate. In the most places in Bolivia, the temperature stays about the same all year round, yeah? And in Cochabamba, that's perfect. It's 25 degrees every day, which is a big step up from the cold winters in the Netherlands. Of course, the climate is a bit different per city. For example, in Santa Cruz, it's a lot warmer and a lot more humid. Too warm for me, in my opinion. And in La Paz, it's a bit colder and a bit drier. For me, Cochabamba and as well Sucre are on the sweet spot if you look at climate. The second thing I want to talk to you about is the food. I don't know what it is, but I really like the food here in South America and especially in Bolivia. Fruits and meat, for example, they're so much more natural. Yeah, it tastes so much better than it does in the Netherlands. Not only that, but Bolivia has like 100 typical dishes in comparison to Holland, which only has 5. So if you like food, Bolivia is definitely a place to visit. The third thing I want to talk to you about is the culture. I feel like the culture here is a lot richer and a lot more prominent than it is back in Europe, back in the Netherlands. There are some things of the culture which I really like. For example, everything is super relaxed. There's not a lot of stress if you live here in Bolivia. However, there's also a negative side of it. People don't stress enough about certain things. For example, there's a cultural thing called La Hora Boliviana, which basically means the Bolivian hour. It symbolizes that people come an hour late to a meeting or something or have dinner, which is something, as especially a Northern European, I had to get used to. Fourth thing I want to talk to you about, and this goes hand in hand with the climate, but it's the altitude. And my God, I'm struggling with it. Coming from the Netherlands, with places less than the sea level, going to a city which is above 2,000 meters high, it definitely brings its negatives. For me, I struggle with sports. I feel like my muscles get tired really quickly in the higher altitudes. And not only that, I need to put sunscreen on every day, otherwise I'm getting burnt like a crisp. Really not too pleasant. Talk about the fifth thing, which I've noticed, and that's the traffic. I've got a motorcycle here. You definitely need to get used to the traffic. It's a lot more chaotic than in most European countries. You really need to be wary if you're driving or riding motorcycle here. Unexpected turns, people driving through red lights. And not only that, also as a pedestrian, always look left and right if you're crossing the road. This has brought me to my last point, and I think this is something people overlook. I'm a Northwestern European white blonde guy living here in Cochabamba in Bolivia. There aren't too many of that type of people walking around here. I do often get looked at. I do often get shouted as a gringo. And I definitely do feel like I get treated like a gringo sometimes as well. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm not saying this is a bad thing about living here in South America, in Bolivia. It's just something that you have to keep in mind. For example, people might be nicer to me because I'm a gringo. People might want to be my friends sooner with me because I'm a gringo, because I'm exotic. Sometimes I feel more privileged because I'm an extranjero, and I made a video about this as well, check it out if you haven't. It also goes the bad way. Some people don't like gringos, and it's often shown in the attitude. If you move to a country like Bolivia, don't think, oh, I'm gonna be one of their people. I have my friends here, I love the people here, and I respect them. I know they respect me as well, but being the gringo isn't something you're gonna lose. All in all, I absolutely love living in Bolivia. It's my favorite country out of the few countries I've lived in. Go check out my other video as well about the things why I love Bolivia. If you agree with me or disagree with me, let it know in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.